Hello, 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 and today's video is on Department 56's animated Ice and Snow Skating Pond North Pole series. So this is a common, another easy fix, just a little time consuming, but pretty easy and pretty inexpensive too. We're going to be, well, let me test this, but I was told that it doesn't work at all. So okay, the lights work. Well, that's good. So it takes a, let's see here, 4.5 DC by 350 milliamps. So the skater is supposed to go around. Okay, it's going around clockwise. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be going around counterclockwise. Not a big deal. Doesn't matter. So, alright, so it's not that it doesn't work. It just works really, really slowly. So I'm going to show you how to change out the motor with a new one. These things are about a few dollars. That's it. They're not expensive at all. I will even show you in the link below where to get one of these motors. Really hard to find just one. Usually you have to buy like a 4-pack or a 6-pack or something, but it's like $6 to $10 for a 4-pack or a 10-pack. So if you're going to fix things like this a lot, you might as well just invest, just get it. Because I'm sure they use that same motor and quite a few of the other pieces. Alright, so this is a common thing I see. Alright, this one is loose, or none of them are loose. Alright, common thing I see is that on the tallest tree, the light doesn't go all the way up to the top. It usually stops about right there. There's a tube inside here, and an LED light is going from the bottom all the way up to the top, and it would be fantastic if it could go all the way up through the top to here, but usually they stop about right there. I fixed another one where it stopped right there, so it just looked, cheesy. It was bright from here, and up there was absolutely no light. Here, this one's a little bit better. You can see the light go to about, you can see the light here, and if you hit the right angle, it looks like it's going through more. But anyways, yeah, alright, so it's doing nothing. Alright, so first things first, we need to unscrew the 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on the bottom. Also, this is supposed to make a little sound to it. It has like a I don't know what you call them, but like an old school, like a harp. Not a harp, but God, I'll show you. It's like, let's try that one again. I'll just show you rather than telling you. Every time I fix these, because in my opinion it puts a little bit of stress on the motor, and I know it's supposed to do that, but the sound it makes is not that appealing to me. If I'm going to have my Christmas Village playing sound, it's usually not going to be from the speaker that is provided for free inside of one of these units, like the North Pole, what is it, Town Hall, and it has a little knob in the back, and the sound sounds okay, but it's nothing really enjoyable. It actually kind of gets annoying for a little bit, or after a little bit. So you end up turning the sound off. Well, this one, you cannot turn the sound off. So I would like to have that option where, hey, I could have my animated thing work and work without any sound. Well, this one, guess what? No option for that. So you're stuck just hearing it. Okay, I see someone has already been in here. Yep. Oh, no, they didn't. All right, let's see if I can show you this. So that I have a little bit more room to play with. I'm going to heat this wire up right here. It's just held down by a little bit of hot glue. So I can heat that up, or I can just pry it up. Whichever's going to be the safest or fastest and safest. Alright, voila. There we go. It's not connected to anything. It's held down, and you need to glue that back down so that when this piece is moving around in a circle, it's not going to get caught on anything. So now I have a little bit more room to work with things. Not much, just a little bit more. Okay. So let me plug this in one more time. Kind of show you how it works if I can. If it will go around, it's not totally dead. So yeah, the motor's turning, and the thing is spinning, but very, very slowly. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. See if I can get you to see this. You see this thing right here with the tape on it? This is a magnet. Oh, see, magnet. And it's spinning around and around. There's the motor right there. It stopped. Okay, now it's starting again. I'm guessing that either it needs a good oil job or the motor's just shot. Most likely I've seen it's the motor. It's not an expensive motor to begin with. It says Techni motor, TECHNI motor, RT-12300-12300-20.5, and underneath that it says 1.5 volts. So this, the output on the adapter is 4.5 volts. So if I remember correctly, this motor goes all the way up to 6 volts. The more power it gets, the faster it spins. The less power it gets, the less fast it spins. So anyways, first thing we're going to do, now that you can see it spinning around and around, right? Yeah. Go ahead. If you do want to get the sound to work, there's this little plate in here that there's 2 screws facing towards the camera. So screw 1 and screw 2. If I just loosen those up a little bit and I push that plate a little more that way, it will hit this drum that has like braille on it, and it will pick each one of those like forks, kind of like a tuning fork. You know, it goes by and it goes ding, and it plucks each one. That's why I called it like a harp before. But let's see if I can just show you. This is if I wanted the music choice of music. If you were fixing it and you wanted the music to play. Tell you the truth, I don't know if this is going to have enough juice, enough power in the motor. If I do push this closer, Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to show you afterwards, once I change out the motor. So let me do that real quick. That's what we're here for. I need a super duper small Phillips head, like eyeglass size Phillips head screwdriver, to be able to unscrew the 3 screws that the motor is attached to the motor mounting plate. So a really small Phillips head. Try and get a magnetized screwdriver to undo these because they're so small that if you lose them, you're kind of screwed. See that? If I lose it, well, if I unscrew it, not a big deal. And then I put them onto the magnet so that they don't get lost. I've had it where I unscrew this motor and all of a sudden it's working just fine and dandy. Yeah, right, don't be fooled. If I put it back in there and I put any kind of torque or any, what's it called? Any kind of load against it, it's not going to spin. So right now, there's nothing on it at all, and it's not spinning. Not at all. Yeah, so this motor's just, it's done. It's time for a change. Real simple change out. Real simple change out. Mark your wires. You have one that's blue, one that's red. So mark which side. It even has a, let's see if you can see that. See that right there? Yeah. Mark which side is blue and which side is red. So blue is right there. And the red is over there. Now on the motor replacement, it's not blue and red, it's black and red. So black is blue, red is red. All right. Now I want to reuse this, these parts. Plug this or turn this off. Really not worried about getting shocked by this at all, because I want to reuse these pins. See that? So be really careful because I am going to reuse them. I cannot have too much slack going on with my new motor. These are like really common hobby motors. Actually, first things first, I'm going to make sure that the motor works by plugging, just roughly putting them in the port, the red port and the black port, and make sure that the sucker's going to spin. I had one of these, just one of these I repaired one time, and it wasn't the motor, it was something with the circuit board. There's a little mini circuit board down here. And that I'm not too familiar with. Don't understand that stuff. So hopefully if it's not the circuit board, which it looked like someone tried to repair it and failed miserably. Alright, so this sucker is spinning. Very easy to stop. Very easy to stop. Jeez. Like I just touch my finger to it and it stops. Let's see here. Oh, so by the way, just so you can see, that's what the old motor said on it. So I just tried a different brand motor, see if it was any better. No, exactly the same. put my finger on it and it's like, it stops. It's a very low power, low torque motor. And sometimes these motors just stink. Like, they're so cheaply manufactured. I honestly don't know how good the quality control is. If you can get 6 of them for like $6. Yeah. All right. Anyways, yeah, let's put one of these on. However, we have to take off the old worm gear off of here. And if I remember correctly, I can just pull it off like I just did. Yep. Doesn't require a pulley puller. Very easy. Put it back on. Now, this thing was and had about, you see that? That's about like 2 millimeters from the bottom of the shaft. So basically, this is going to go back on there. Okay. I'm going to put the screws back in. The 3 little screws, like I said, it's very easy fix. Very easy fix. The hard part is just waiting for the motor to arrive. But these things sell for about $80 on average. If it's broken, you might be able to get it for $50, $40 even. I was lucky. One of my customers said, who had bought a new animated, or one with a new animated motor. Actually, it was this same unit. They had bought one from me that I put a new motor on. They said, hey, you want my old one? I said, sure. They said, you just pay shipping and we'll send it to you. I said, absolutely. So I paid for the shipping and it got to me. And that's the one I'm repairing right now. Alright, so I got 3 screws in. And now let's test it. We know the motor works, but let's just see. There we go. Okay. You hear that? So it is supposed to be spinning clockwise. Yeah. Skater's supposed to be going clockwise, not counterclockwise. If you take the little, what do you call it? The little bones, whatever you want to call them. And like this one, I'm going to take this and actually this one is going to be sold to a customer, so I should probably leave that on there. So there was nothing wrong with it, but usually I see it's a little too far. It's like pushed away. So you gotta just unscrew those 2 screws and push them a little closer. So that way as the thing spins, it gets a good connection. Alright, now, because I'm going to reuse these 2 wires with the pins attached to them, make sure you give yourself plenty of slack, because if you don't have wire cutters, splicers, whatever you want to call them, you might do this a few times, because it's so thin, this wire. It's so easy to, there we go, to not get enough wire fibers in there. You put a little bit too much force, and that's just like, the wires are so thin. Good. All right. So I'm not even going to heat shrink these, or like, put a protective coating on it. I'm going to solder them together. That I'm definitely going to do. I'm not just going to twist them together. I'm going to solder the 2 wires together with some actual solder. Let's go with, let me zoom out a little bit. Let's start with red first. And I'm just going to use hot glue to like act like a protective coating so that they don't touch. That's it. That's all I need to do. So I've done a little temporary splicing together. Now let's melt some solder. Okay, those 2 are together. They are besties. Let's do black now. Or black and blue, I should say. Gotta tie them together just a little bit so I can get a connection. This one barely has any wire showing, any metal wire showing. The little amount of pressure that is needed to get the plastic coating off of that is insane how little that is. And okay, and those 2 wires are fused together. Get my hot glue gun. Let's see, where's my hot glue gun? However, before I do that, let's plug in red and let's plug in blue. Now, because there's so much more wire here, make sure that you hot glue these down, because it only had it happen the very first time I fixed one of these. I left too much wire and I didn't glue it down, and that thing, that spinning, that magnetic arm that's spinning, it's so easy to get wires tangled in this. pause the video so that it's not too long, and I'm going to wait for my glue gun to heat up. Really quickly. That one doesn't sound too bad. This would be the time to put some grease in here if you have some. Check it, wipe any of the old dirt, old grease from any of the moving parts away, any debris if you see any, if there is any. And put a little bit of new grease in there. This looks really, really dry, so I'm going to put a little bit in there. Okay, let me stop this. Alright, so let's make sure to glue down this. Well, first things first, we don't want these bad boys to get caught. So we're going to glue them away from each other. Down and away from each other. I want the connections to be away from each other. Positive to be somewhere other than the negative. And I want them to be pushed down against the base, the floor, like this. So they're both stuck down right now. I'm going to do a little bit more up here also. Yep. Remember, I just don't want it getting caught in the arm. That's the biggest fail. Very good. Okay. And lastly, oops. And lastly, there we go, that's better. Alright, that sucker is away. Away. I hear that again. I will say it's the first time that I've heard it sound this good before. So, this one's gonna keep music on it. Alright. Hopefully that lasts another 10, 15 years, something like that. Alright, so I turned it off. Now before I told you this is a real easy fix, before I close this back up, I'm going to make sure that this main wire, the one that I pulled up to give me a little bit more slack, is hot glued back down to where it was, to the box that it was. So I have plenty more room to work with again. Or so that it's out of the way. And I burnt myself. That's nice. Okay, so everything is out of the way. Now it's time to close her up. And that's it. That is it. Simple as that. Geez, what was that? Like 25, 30 minutes tops? Show you the final product. End result. Put the 4 screws back in the bottom. Before we do the... Oh, look at that. There goes a screw. Small screw on the floor. Love hunting for those. Love it, love it. Because they always seem to roll underneath a washer, machine, or in a crack or crevice that you can't really get to. I should have watched where it rolled. Ay, ay, ay. And that is the camera phone. Nice. Anyways, I will find that one in a second here. Hopefully I find it. Hopefully it didn't fall into the black hole. So it's good. I got 3 of the 4 screws. That'll be good for right now. Okay. And here we go. Are we ready? As you can see, it's not supposed to be that fast. If you liked it and you want to see other videos, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm constantly trying to fix new Department 56 things, or maybe it's the same one and I just learned how to fix it faster and I'm trying to show you that new updated fix. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have happy holidays.